All right. What are you smiling at?
With your famous line.
Oh, welcome to another Woods Report.
Okay.
All right. All right. You know my next line. A lot going on.
We're going to cover some stories that we didn't get a chance to.
Hopefully.
Yesterday.
We always say that.
Music. Anytime we talk about music, that keeps us going. Especially when you're talking about the genre of hip hop and rap. And I love talking about music.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we get to them because we never do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Vivek.
He got what he wanted. This is what he wanted. That's his mentor.
Got just what I wanted. Got just what I wanted. Got just what I wanted from the Lord.
No, from the Lord. We got to
from Trump. Got just what I wanted. Got just what I wanted. Got just what I wanted from Trump. Now, some people interchange that. They do call him Lord. What, Ma?
More money.
No, he got to be with Trump.
Vivek. Ramaswamy. Kim calls him
Kumakana.
Many different names.
And people always go in the comments, why are you messing up his name? And I'll say it over and over again.
You keep
He says he does not believe in white supremacy. So because he doesn't believe in white supremacy, he doesn't deserve me to say his name correctly.
Maybe
his name is Kumasamy.
Maybe he should have got him on board with Miss Nikki Haley.
She ain't say that.
No, I'm just saying he in that same path.
Oh yeah,
Ain't no white supremacists. What?
We'll talk about Nikki Haley too.
Go ahead.
But he got what he wanted. So we start off with Vivek deciding to run for president.
And this happened after our show yesterday. Yeah, people were like, yeah,
right. People are stupid in the comments. I don't know why people write comments. I don't care.
If you're watching us now,
you write
don't
something
agree
stupid
with us, don't write nothing.
Or do write something. If you don't agree, that's fine, but don't be stupid.
Well,
that's how
they don't know they stupid though.
Oh, that's true. People don't know they dumb.
You don't know.
That's true. You wouldn't be stupid if you knew.
He don't know no better. She don't know no better. That's what Grandma and them used to say.
Yeah,
they don't know no better.
Yeah, feeble-minded.
Yeah.
But anyway, we start off with high hair. He's toned his hair down a lot.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Running for president of the United States.
He stepped down. He got bullied out, huh?
Well, we always knew he knew none of the people running. They knew going in they was never going to be president of the United States.
So you think they had other agendas?
They all have other agendas, okay? So we've always felt his agenda was to be part of the cabinet,
the whole administrative,
or be his vice president, or be something.
He wanted to be something.
Something. He wanted to move on. He's a ambitious type of person.
Yeah.
That over ambitious.
Yeah.
Where they seem like they'll step over anybody to get wherever they need to go.
Yeah.
And the people who follow him and listen to him are conspiracy theorists. They probably believe there's some alien living under their house or something. Because he develops a new one every, month. He'll come up with some new conspiracy theory. And they follow him. You know how people follow people blindly? Whatever it is. Whatever it is. They don't even have to have evidence. It's just they say it and the person goes, that could be true. So they follow whatever he says. And then the slimy way he's made his money. And anybody that makes money off of medicine, I already got antennas
up. He's done some stuff.
Because they charge $8,000 for a pill.
And he's done things illegal too.
So,
allegedly.
Right. And then lying about his father, his mother becoming citizens. Yeah, so
they're the same character. So he's attracting him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
if you're a scuzzbug.
So he joins the thing and he immediately becomes Trump's enemy. If you're competing against him, you're an enemy. But I don't think he saw him as much of an enemy until he started noticing that mega people were voting for Vivek.
Right.
He started noticing that people who would normally have voted for me are supporting this clown. So then he started going after, but he only went after him that one time. And that shut Vivek down.
All it took is that one time.
One time he posted and said something about Vivek and he crumbled. Papa, can you hear me? He was so scared. Papa, Trump, don't do to me like that. I'll drop out. Just Don't hate me. Just love me. Love me, Trump. Love me. And he dropped out.
Yeah, as he should have, because he was taking a percentage of his voters. Trump need all the voters he can get.
So then when he dropped out, he said, I endorse Trump. So Trump spoke
Of course, he's going to endorse him.
So Trump spoke in New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm. Recently?
Yes, yesterday.
Okay.
And he brought Ramaswamy out.
Mm-hmm. Ramaswamy.
So he came out and the audience was cheering because we already know they got the same crowd.
Mm-hmm.
That all share the same brain. Mm-hmm. So, so Trump brought him out and the crowd, he did a whole message, Vivek
Ramaswamy.
And Trump stood behind him. I love how Trump stands behind people because he keeps them in line. Like, you better not get out of line.
It's that control that he likes.
So he was talking about how the country is going to hell in a handbasket, and it's just the worst country in the world to them. Mm-hmm. But then if somebody else says it's the worst country, they'll get mad. But mega people
we have to say it because the meaning of our meaning for it is really truthful.
And Trump did everything right and Biden did everything wrong. That's in their mind.
Given too, as hypocritical as they are, some of the stuff they would do the same. Yeah. But it's them doing
I don't like Biden either, but I'm not hypocritical like mega people. The Department of Justice and the police, they don't target black people, but they target Trump. You see how they like to rewrite history to where it fits into their narrative. That's how Trump is. Mm-hmm. So he stood behind him while he was talking, and every once in a while, Vivek had to throw in this guy, and you could tell Trump was like, "You're not mentioning my name enough." So then he finally had to keep mentioning his name, and Trump started smiling there. It was almost like Vivek thought he was still running for president in that speech.
Mm-hmm. It was about him.
Yeah, and about how
still get out of that mode that it's not about him. Now
we have no choice but to go with this old man who you pretty much called him old the whole time.
So now you got to show your
his allegiance
to him.
So then Trump said, "We're going to see a lot of this young man." And he's going to be on our campaign. And the audience started cheering, VP, VP, VP.
Why they say VP?
Vice president.
Oh, they want this man to be his vice president.
Well, the people in that audience. Okay. Anybody with a real brain would never choose Vivek as their vice president. Mm-hmm. He talks too much. He'll try to take over. Trump don't want that. He want him as docile as possible. That's why he chose Pence.
Now
he probably put cabinet.
Now you was told
Oh no, I watched the show. You talking about the show I watched?
Yeah.
I watched this show. I forgot his name. I wish I remembered it. It's a black guy.
His view on
and he broke down who he thinks Trump would choose as vice president.
As vice president.
Most people assume it will be a woman. I think so too. Because
I thought about that woman in Arizona that lost. Nicole or whatever her name was. Mm-hmm.
But
she's a very big mouthpiece for him.
People think it's going to be a woman because of the fact of Kamala Harris is the woman.
You want to copy the same
same thing, and not another white guy. So it's two white guys sitting up there,
right?
So that's why they figured to be a woman.
He wants to appeal to the people of color, minorities,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
So this guy had a very interesting person. He said Ben Carson.
And when you said that, I had to sit back and think.
You giggled for a minute.
I said, Ben Carson.
He's a black version of Pence.
And he kills 3 birds.
3 birds.
With 1 stone.
And he's docile.
Minority.
Yep.
No backbone.
Yep.
You tell him what to do.
Yep.
And smart. He's not stupid.
He's smart.
Ben Carson.
And black people don't dislike him.
No.
We don't like what's his name? Clarence Thomas.
Yeah.
But we don't dislike Ben Carson.
What helps Ben Carson is that he was in his administration before.
He was in his administration before.
So the MAGA people won't get mad. He's never talked down about Trump.
And the black people won't get mad because black people, for the most part, either like Ben Carson or they don't care about Ben Carson.
But I don't think there's...
It's not like he picked a Clarence Thomas that black people be like, oh, no.
Hecky no.
But Ben Carson, black people be like, okay.
That's something to think about.
And the fact that he might get locked up and can't perform, automatically we get a black president.
Right. And Ben Carson will still be told what to do.
He'll still
by
be
the
told
Republican Senate.
The MAGA House of Representatives.
They need a puppet.
They need a puppet. And he'll follow whatever they say. He'll follow Marjorie Taylor Greene and all of them. Whatever they'll rule him.
That's something to think. I actually said this in another one of our shows. I sat and listened to Ben Carson. He was lecturing a class at school and speaking about that. And one of the things he was saying to the young kids, the college, he said, take a political science class if you have to understand how our government works and understand the positions and the roles and responsibilities. And he kept saying that. And then he talked about marriage because he was married for a long time. He actually was interesting.
He's still married, ain't he?
Yeah, he's still married.
Oh, okay.
But I'm thinking he didn't say nothing negative about Trump.
He never says anything negative about Trump.
He may be on to something.
And he answered the racist question Nikki Haley answered, and nobody got mad at how he answered it.
How did he answer? You remember?
We'll get to it when we talk about Nikki Haley.
Go ahead.
But isn't that something?
Ben Carson as vice president with Trump. Okay. Not this knucklehead.
No, he's not going to. No way. No. Trump is not going to want somebody in there that he got a battle against.
Cabinet.
And Vivek could be trying to get rid of him so he could be president.
So
he don't want that.
Quite trust him.
But I do think
he has a lot of charisma.
I do think he's going to make him
something.
I don't even think he has charisma. I know some people are mesmerized, but a lot of people find him irritating. And a lot of Republicans don't like him. He's very irritating. Yeah, he's like
he's like that nephew or that.
He's a gnat. I told you, he's like a gnat.
Go home.
That's annoying. Here. So no, I don't think so. But
we'll see.
We'll see.
If he's pumping his name, Trump,
he's going to be on the trail.
Trump wants him to be the vocal. Hey,
yeah,
vote for him, you guys. Hey,
yeah.
Okay.
Emerald says, hey, ladies.
Hey,
some people love to impress you with their stupidity. I agree. And write long that's the other thing, too. When you guys write long comments, nobody reads them. I never sit and read long comments.
You need to do your comments like at bullet points.
I never. Just so y'all know, I know I see a lot of people, even on other pages, even when I'm looking through comments, whenever I see a long, I never read it. Never.
So that's a hint and a half. Keep it short and sweet.
Yes.
I'm sure you can find some ugly words, just a few of them, and not a whole paragraph of it. If you're going to be ugly.
And my thing, it filters out, so I never even see your stupid comments anyway.
Oh. Wow.
Also, I have the thing where I have to release the comment. So most of y'all comments never even make the air. But anyway, Vivek is now with Comb Over.
Okay. So they teamed up. That's what he wanted.
Got just what I wanted. Got just what I wanted. Got just what I wanted from Trump. Got just what I wanted. Got just what I wanted. Got just what I wanted from Trump. He got it.
Lord Jesus.
Said he won't be VP, but he'll be on his roster.
Okay. Keep it moving.
All right. You crack me up. Keep it moving.
I don't want to keep talking about him.
Oh, okay.
I want to cover our stories.
Well, 6. I know we never get to them. Mm-hmm. There are 6 homeless sisters,
beautiful black sisters,
all becoming nurses together. Isn't that something?
A triumph story, a story that just encouraged you.
Right. And they're black.
Yes.
So
and they came from a very humble
So we don't get in the you don't support black women. Remember that dummy?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm so happy that they've done this together. Their proud dad tells People magazine in this issue. 6 sisters who have spent the past 10 years homeless
That's a long time to be homeless.
Have refused to let their ordeal stop them from pursuing their dream of becoming nurses. The nightmare that upended the childhoods of Lauren's sisters began in 2023 when their parents, David and Yonette, lost their home in the New York City borough of Queens. And the broad began hopping, the group began hopping from the home of one family member and friend to the next. So that's their homeless. Yeah. Every time when people say homeless, some people are homeless because they stand with people. That's still homeless. Stay, yeah. If you don't have your own place where you're paying your own rent or mortgage or whatever,
and you stuck in some house,
then you are considered homeless.
Living and trying to.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was challenging, Lauren, now 24, tells people in this issue. There were a lot of very bumpy, depressing times. 2 years into the family's ordeal that began in 2013, David told his daughters, who had been struggling to attend school while moving every few months, that he did in their situation to keep them from getting an education. I'm literally reading it, and a lot of stuff is worded wrong. That's why I say when people do articles and stuff, they misspell words and stuff. Don't have.
You think, how did the editor let that go?
They had to get it out really quick. See, they don't even look. I don't even think they have editors. They let you do it yourself and submit it. Ooh. Before long, the 6 oldest Lauren sisters, who were then in their late elementary and middle school, were enrolled in a homeschool program.
Ooh.
With dreams of one day earning their GED. He didn't want what we were going through to hold them back.
So he made sure they were learning.
That was smart.
Keep them learning. That's one of my friends did that with her kids.
Homeschool.
She homeschooled them.
Nothing, it seems, because they can go anywhere. Mm-hmm. Nothing, it seems, could hold the tight-knit clan back. Not only did the 6 oldest Lauren sisters all earn their GEDs, they also attended Nassau's Community College on Long Island. Graduated 2 years later, they went to enroll in sunny Old Westbury, where they earned their bachelor's degrees in public health in May.
So they all went together.
It's been quite an adventure, says Danielle, and they all studied together. They did everything. But what really pulled us through is our faith in God and each other.
They must be near each other age-wise. Are any of them twins?
It says the siblings 19 to 25 admit that they are just getting started.
So that's a good 6, 7 years.
So she had them every year. She had a baby every year.
But I think being homeschooled together,
yes,
helped them probably educational-wise in the level they were on.
Yep.
To go to college together. And continue on.
Okay. It's a dream come true for this group of young women whose childhoods were filled with so much turmoil and uncertainty. I'm so happy that they've done this together, says their proud dad, David. I'll always tell them life's not fair, and when it throws you a curveball, you got to adjust to it and keep going, which is going to be part of what we talk about when we say racism. You don't live in it, but you also know that it exists. But you don't live in it. When life throws stuff at you, if you have a faith in God, whatever door God says is open for you, it's going to be open. It don't matter what man say. Whatever man say is man, but it's what God says. And so they probably had that belief that God, you going to, whatever life throws at us, whether it's whatever it is, I can do all things through Christ. Mm-hmm. So, but it doesn't say that it doesn't exist.
And knowledge.
It just say you don't live and die in it. That's all.
And historically, knowledge of history.
Exactly.
So you don't repeat it.
You don't repeat
do better than what you've heard they did in the past.
Exactly. So that's nice. All 6 sisters. Now, some people would say, why did she have a baby every year if she was homeless?
Well, you said in China now.
You can only have one child.
You can only have one child. That's why people are so concerned about our government getting into women's wombs and bodies.
Yep.
China is in people's wombs and said you can only have one child. Now, what country dictates how many kids you can have?
There's other ones like
China
that.
is doing that right now.
If you want somebody to be over you,
and
like
it has to be a boy, right?
I don't know.
I know they're really concerned to having boys versus girls.
But I don't know.
But yeah, go ahead.
But so that's an example of being poor and
look at them and see if any of them twins.
Have a lot of kids.
Because that would be easier to have when you have two and then you have three, 1, 2, 3, and then boom, twins.
You can't tell. They all look kind of alike.
They could be fraternal twins.
That's true too.
These two look like they could be twins, but I'm not sure.
That's true.
But go ahead. That's good.
But yeah, so that's an example of having kids and making sure that they are taken care of. To me, I don't care how many kids you have as long as you take care of them.
Yeah.
I take care of my kids. And I forgot what meme was that? Some black lady. I take care of my kids. Somebody was talking about she'll take care of her kids. People
say that.
I take care of my kids.
I don't know who did that one. Okay.
All right. So that was a good story. I think so.
That's a feel-good story.
Well, here's not a good feel-good story.
And you sure we didn't talk about this?
No.
Okay.
A girl 6 was fatally shot at home days after the teen brother passed away in a separate shooting. Now, I did talk about it. I didn't go detail, but I guess I don't have to.
You did an overview of it?
I did an overview of it, right?
Yeah, because you said her other child got shot.
And I said the little girl went into the room and she had the gun.
Yeah, he said.
So I did talk about it a little bit. I did. I don't need to talk about it again. Okay. Emerald says China is suffering now for limiting births. The population is mostly seniors. Yeah. Yep, they limited the birth. That's what I'm saying. They don't. You can only have a certain number, whatever.
They over you now.
Yeah,
that's what our people are afraid. Our government is going to turn like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I did this story. Did I ever say what the ending of it was? I think I just said about them planning the funeral, right?
Mom lost 2 kids in a time span, right?
Yeah.
That's sad.
Yep. She lost a son, and then the little girl went into the room and found a loaded gun in the brother's room and ended up in an accident.
That's sad.
Yeah.
When it's accidents like that, you really feel bad.
Yeah.
Because it could have been avoided.
It said, I think I did, because I said the older brother, he passed on December 29th at a friend's apartment. And he got shot in a friend's apartment on the 29th, and he passed away on New Year's Eve.
Oh, entering the new year.
So they must have been playing with a gun or something. They don't know what they was doing.
She got a hold of it.
And then the little girl at her house with her brother went into the room, and he had a gun. And she may see. It don't matter if you people have it legal. You gotta lock it up. You gotta have the right care for it and everything.
That mother that was with the school kid who took it to school. She's paying time now for that. She should have locked it away and not her son to be able to get a hold of it because he took it to school.
See?
And didn't he hurt the teacher? He tried to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So his mom is spending time in jail now because of that.
Okay. So we can tell we moving along. Well, this is the remember I said we're gonna talk about Lincoln University.
Yeah.
This is HBCU. Some words you don't know what words I can say on here without getting blocked.
This is HBCU.
She offed herself.
Took her life.
A former HBCU administrator drives the president to take leave. Because of what happened to her, people want the president out of there. Because they said he bullied her. Antoinette Candia-Bailey committed, you know what? The S word.
Took her life. After
being terminated at Lincoln University of Missouri. But some say abuse may be behind her death.
Oh, no.
They think that the president has something to do with it. A Missouri HBCU, remember we said, what's her name go there?
A friend of ours.
Is dealing with the aftermath of a tragic death of one of his former administrators, and many alumni blame the current president of the school. On Monday, Antoinette Bonnie Candia-Bailey, that's a lot of names.
Whoa. Must be named after a grandmother.
Who served as the vice president of student affairs at Lincoln University of Missouri in Jefferson City, offed herself after being terminated, according to Sherman Bonds, the president of Lincoln's National Alumni Association. So this, I guess we got to say is allegedly because that's what he's saying. John B. Mosley, the president of the university, who is white. Why is a white man the president of an HBCU?
Could they not find anybody? Anyone
I
of
think
color
they said he married to a black woman.
Like the mayor in New York and his wife. Remember the white mayor?
Right.
And his wife was black.
Well, you know, automatically people going to be like, why is a white man the president of an HBCU?
A white man can get by if he got a black wife. Why is that? I don't know. That's funny. But he's a president of HBCU.
Something about that just, even though I know people don't care.
Right, do it.
It's something about, it's an HBCU.
Yeah, yeah. But would it matter if he was another race, Native American, if he was Indian?
To me, it should be a person of color.
So anything, person of color, not necessarily a white.
The whole
man.
reason why we created HBCU is because we couldn't go to school with white people.
I know.
And now, 100 years later, we got a white man that's over it. So I don't know.
It's like a white Howard getting a white president.
Yeah.
I think the students may fight on that one. And people may say, that's racist.
What, Harvard?
That's racist.
If Harvard was
No, not Harvard. Howard.
Yeah, that's
people would be like, wait a minute. We couldn't go to y'all schools.
We can, and we can become president. Let's say Harvard. We could become president of Harvard. But Harvard wasn't created because the
foundation.
Black people wouldn't let white people in their schools.
Yeah, we're proud that we can go to a white school and be the president of it.
Anyway, whatever.
But I see what you're saying. Some people may still say that's reverse discrimination.
Whatever. Those same people are the ones that, a white man get discriminated against all the time. I think whoever's qualified should get it. We all think that, numbskull.
Yeah.
We all say that every person who's qualified. Thus, the reason why we don't want affirmative action. We never wanted to have affirmative action, but we have to because the numbskull that sits behind the desk, he doesn't think that way.
Right.
That's why we have to have it. But yeah, in a wonderful world, we all would like to be judged on our merit.
What a wonderful world.
Anyway,
that's Wizard of Oz. Go ahead.
That's enough. Never mind. I was gonna say Candace Owens was talking about that. Which funny.
Wizard of Oz.
I actually agree with her too on that one.
She said,
but I don't know if I should fit it in. No, it has nothing to do.
Is
with
it on the
stuff.
racist powder?
No, it has nothing to do.
Oh, you got to tell us though.
The president, who's white, has volunteered to be placed on paid administrative leave while that review is conducted. That's what they said. University's board of curators and the school's governing body. Additionally, a third-party expert will be brought in to conduct the interview, the school said in a statement. As a board, we are committed to make certain the mental health of Lincoln University employees. It is our priority that every employee is always treated with dignity and respect, said Victor Passo, Lincoln's board of curators president, in a statement. The board has confidence in the leadership team we have at Lincoln, but as we all work together to serve students at the Lincoln University community, this review will fully examine important questions, concerns, and gather facts. So was she bullied?
So they're saying allegations were that the current president of the university may have been bullying her.
Well, it says here that the lady who offed herself joined the university in May and explained her struggles with mental health, accusing Mosley of intentionally harassing and sabotaging her in an email she sent to people. They saw the email.
So this is an ongoing investigation, you think?
She wrote, "You had no intention of retaining me as the vice president of student affairs." This email states, "It went downhill after the FMLA and the ADA documents were submitted due to my severe depression and anxiety. I requested to be removed under your leadership and from the president's advisory council, as this was causing a significant attack on her mental health issue. This is all documented with emails that I sent."
They're going to have to really investigate this one because she already had issues, and we don't know if he triggered them, if they were worse because of her and other information that he has nothing to do with. That's going to be a really, really detailed investigation because he may not have nothing to do with her and how she's going through her problems.
In a professional evaluation, she got 36 out of 100 points.
And she could very well have been wrong for the job. And they were probably like, oh my God, regrets. And she didn't do her job correctly. So we don't know. He could very well be. How long has he been president? That's another thing too. So is he a good president? Nobody else has
if other people say they got a problem with him, it's him.
Then you got to look at it all areas. Okay.
Believing that he played a role in her passing away, many alumni are calling for his termination for his alleged lack of response to her request for help. If she requested help, why didn't he just put her on leave and let her get help?
We don't know. And that's allegedly. We don't know. He probably did it. That's what I'm saying. They're going to have to really investigate this one.
That's going to be investigated.
If somebody's taking their life is the cause of something's going on, if that environment is still going on at the campus and others can step up and go, yeah, he is a problem.
Yeah. My thing is, I still go back to why is a white guy the president of
That's
HBCU?
always been, when you said the fact that he was a white man, now it could be throwing another layer on if her issues could be, maybe she's a strong black woman and he couldn't take it. We don't know.
I don't know.
And it intimidated him. So
I don't know. Christopher says hello.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Christopher. Yeah, so we're going to follow up on that story, find out what happened.
Please do. And we'll probably talk to our friends who are alumni from there. Maybe they know something.
Yep. Okay. My mother brought this story up. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger detained at Munich airport for 3 hours over an incompetent shakedown, sources say. The actor and former California governor traveled to Germany for a charity auction, but was held up at the arrival. Arnold Schwarzenegger, come with me if you want to live. And everybody knows my favorite movie is what?
Terminator 2.
Not one.
Not one. 2.
2.
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
My mom.
Come with me if you want to live.
My mom hated number 1.
You didn't like number 1,
because
Mom?
He was the problem.
Oh, he was mean.
He was trying to kill the mom.
Okay, all right.
Oh, after that, 2 and 3. Hey, he's her man. Right. Go ahead.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. I'm sure it's going to be another one. They've taken him out 100 times.
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was detained by customs agents at Munich airport over an expensive watch he was carrying. You don't know who I am? You don't know who I am?
I was the governor.
The governor. Governor. Governator. I was a governor. Come with me if you want to live.
Oh, my God.
The timepiece is intended to be sold at a charity auction held in the city on Thursday. He was released after 3 hours and a series of surroundings prepayment of a tax on the watch. Arnold Schwarzenegger spent far longer in Munich airport than he intended, thanks to a valuable item in his possession. The actor and former California governor. Ma, you know how old he is? 76. Was detained by customs agents upon his arrival in German city on Wednesday. A source confirms to People, and TMZ was first to report this incident. TMZ be everywhere.
I know.
How did you know? They be in Germany.
They be under the airport planes looking.
The star was delayed for 3 hours over a valuable watch he owns and was traveling with that as he intended to include in a charity auction at an upcoming event.
He probably should have mailed it.
Valuables over a certain price often have to be declared when traveling internationally. Mm-hmm. Though Schwarzenegger was never given the typical form used to disclose this, the sources said.
Okay.
After the stop, he complied with the customs agent who said he cooperated. He cooperated. I can't do a German. That's right.
No. And, like that, what's that? Dun, 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 dun. Hogan's Hero.
Yes. He cooperated.
It was Germans.
He cooperated at every step, even though he has incompetent shakedown. A total sound Asian.
They always talk
a total comedy of errors that would make a very funny cop movie.
You're trying to do your German accent.
Trying to do a German. He named names. That's on Seinfeld.
They say y'all wrong.
On Seinfeld.
Y'all wrong.
He named names.
What's the soup Nazi?
No, that's different.
How he talk?
He was Latino, I think.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was. No soup for you.
He wasn't Spanish.
I don't know what he was.
I watched the show and I'm like, I didn't catch no Spanish accent. I thought he was German.
No, he wasn't German. He might have been Nazi. Russian or something. Okay. I don't know, Lenore.
That's your show. You should know.
No soup for you.
Y'all, if y'all watch Seinfeld, let us know what nationality the soup Nazi was.
Schwarzenegger agreed to prepay potential taxes on the watch, but actually getting the funds to them provided to be another complex task. Mm-hmm. The officers failed to use a credit card machine for an hour until they gave up and brought Arnold to a bank and asked him to withdraw cash from an ATM to pay. The ATM they bought him to had a limit.
You know what?
And the bank was closed. When he returned, a new officer, you can use this credit card machine.
Really?
A new officer showed up with the credit card machine.
He had to go through all of this.
Schwarzenegger was eventually allowed to leave the airport with the watch in hand without further issue. A customs spokesperson confirmed the incident. Airport law enforcement did not immediately respond to people's requests. All is well, and we look forward to a very successful charity event, a rep for Schwarzenegger tells the people.
I wonder how could he have handled that a different way. He should have had his assistants or whoever made sure that watch make it to wherever it needed to go for doing the necessary.
He was wearing it.
No, I think he messed up on that one. Because I know there are laws bringing in, because when we coming back from other countries, we have to declare things. If we got if you bring back an expensive whatever, you got to declare that.
You know what's funny is we're not in that rich area where we get the stuff we actually have on our body, we have to declare.
You got like Jay-Z and them. They have to
probably get paperwork
traveling with a $20,000 watch or a pair of earrings that's almost $500,000. Yeah, you got to declare that.
The proceeds for the auction will support Schwarzenegger's climate initiative, which is that's like totally opposite of what most Republicans think.
I know. He said that on The View. He's different than most Republicans. Climate change is very important.
If he was born here, he probably wouldn't ran for president.
Yeah. He didn't fit the criteria. Isn't that something? He could be governor.
No, you can be a felon and be president, but you got to be born.
You got to be born in this country to be the president, but you can be a felon. Just backwards. Oh, he had some good ideas when he was on The View. He shared a lot of it when he was governor. He did this, and this, and people was like, "Why you won't run?" He said, "I don't fit the criteria."
He's Republican for financial reasons.
Yeah, that part of it.
Which is why I think I'm not Democrat.
We're not either one.
I think Democrats don't have no clue of how to balance a budget or anything.
We look at all sides of
but for social responsibility, I lean more on the Democrat side.
Right.
For economics and financial responsibility, I lean more on the Republican side.
But even for the Democratic,
that's probably how he thinks.
The Democratic side for social, there's a lot of social programs we got out there that needs cleaning up.
Oh yeah, I'm not
People are taking advantage of these social programs,
and they go too far with the transgender. I don't think anybody under that's not an adult should not have an operation for being a transgender. I'm sorry.
And I had friends who worked in the social area, and they had to deal with mothers coming in with 7 kids.
Right.
I'm never going to forget the story when the girl came in, young girl, 8th child, and she's coming in for more food stamps, for more government assistance, social work, and all that.
Why is she not in school or something?
No. I know, because we were saying each state is different. She asked my friend who was social work at the time, asked who the father was. I don't know. I don't know his name.
See.
She said, I gotta have a name. What is wrong with people?
No, you cannot know though if you've been with
I know, but still, can I put just John Doe?
Make up somebody or something like that.
My God, the uncaring.
Emerald says, I don't understand why the Supreme Courts don't change the requirements to run for president. They should.
Thank you. This is the time
because
to do
you got
it.
Trump. You could change it now.
Mm-hmm. Can't be a felon.
But he put the Supreme Court in place, so they're not going to change anything.
Right. That's why they're so afraid when things on that he fights for goes to that level. Will the Supreme Court do the right thing? And most of
the only thing that will save this country and make this country where it's I hate that it's a two-party, but that it you hear checks and balances is that if Trump wins, the House and the Senate become Democrat.
They'll be fighting all day.
They'll be fighting
every single
but
day.
It would make he would have to fight to get everything out. They wouldn't pass anything.
He would try to find loopholes.
Yeah.
He's a gangster.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
So there you go.
Okay, Arnold. You could have handled that a different way because you'd have to go through customs and all of that because at 3 hours.
But they took him to a bank to get it out of ATM. You can't take a certain amount of money out. They are dumb. That's why they said incompetent.
Yeah.
And the bank was closed.
Yeah.
And then when you get back to the airport, another guy says, you could have just used the credit card machine.
Just ignorant. Who was in those positions? TMZ put them on blast.
I wonder how he acted throughout the whole thing.
I don't know.
Was he calm or was he,
After the first hour? I don't know. That's a long time.
Yeah.
But he probably felt bad because he didn't fill the paperwork out.
Yeah.
So who's to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see what Emerald says. Washington State only allows 5 years of assistance for your life. Wow.
What do you mean 5 years?
You would say each state is different. In Washington State, you can only be on for 5 years. Public assistance.
Michigan, one of my friends whose sister was on it, she had to go to school. They had to show proof that they were going to school or something before they got aid from from that state.
Yep, I like that.
Isn't that something? Each state is different.
Each state is different.
Okay.
So, all right. Where's my thing I bought? Oh, this one, right? This is before my donkey of the day. One? Yeah. Every show I try to do something, either a feel good moment or something that's funny. Okay. So here's these little kids playing basketball in it looks like New York or somewhere.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Here it is. I don't want to hear no music that much.
Oh, okay.
Ain't he cute?
Yes.
You
know what?
And then look at this.
Aww. That's how the world should be. That's when Jesus said, and a child shall lead them. These are kids. They just, that's so sweet.
Look at the little girl.
He coming.
Look at the little girl in there.
Oh, look at his arms way open. He got his arms open. Oh, that's beautiful. And they don't tell me these kids at this age, where do they learn racism?
That's what
I'm prejudice?
Saying. That's what I'm saying.
Where do they learn this at that age?
Yep. Oh. Which brings us to
the donkey of the day.
You always want to know who Charlemagne the God gives donkey of the day to.
And Nikki Haley takes the.
What?
I'm just trying to make up my own words. I got a clip of what she says if you want to see it.
Okay,
so we talked about it on The View.
Haley says U.S. has never been a racist country.
Let her say it.
No, I'm saying that's what we talking about.
No, but show her saying it.
I know. I'm just reading it up. Okay. You don't just jump right into a video.
I'm sorry.
So she says that U.S. has never been a racist country. So you said you have video of how she said it, right?
Her actually saying it.
She was on The View. Or no, they was talking about it on The View.
Right.
Okay. Excuse me.
Yesterday, Republican candidate Nikki Haley spent weeks, not yesterday, but she spent weeks doing damage control after leaving out slavery as a cause of the Civil War. But she just blew it back up yesterday, and her rival Ron DeSantis really isn't that much better on the subject. Take a look.
Are you a racist party? Are you involved in a racist party?
No. We're not a racist country, Brian. We've never been a racist country. Our goal is to make sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No. But our goal is to always make sure we try and be more perfect every day that we can. I know I faced racism when I was growing up, but I can tell you today is a lot better than it was then.
You agree that the U.S. has never been a racist country?
Well, the U.S. Is not a racist country, and we've overcome things in our history. We've had challenges with how race was viewed. It doesn't matter your background. This is the best place to grow up and to pursue your dreams of any place in the entire world.
We shall overcome. Keep that on, because I want to play what's her name's comment too.
Go ahead.
Oh.
Go ahead.
I need it.
Oh, to make it go?
Yeah.
Each person decided to weigh in on what Nikki Haley said.
I wanted you guys to hear what Sonny says.
And Sonny gives a legal definition, I guess. All right, let's... Okay.
Is this a racist country? Because the...
We don't need to...
But I reject the very...
Okay.
We got to hear her say it.
I know.
Is this a racist country? Because the implication is that everyone that lives here is racist. So that's why it's such a gotcha question, I think, for so many people. That's why they have to immediately say, we are not a racist country. The proper question is, do we have a racist history? And is that racism baked still within the very systems that still subjugate people?
Yeah, but that would mean that they'd have to actually answer the question.
Talk about it. So, you know, there's no question that this country was founded on racism. I mean, it's in the Constitution that black people were considered 3/5 of a person.
That's right.
And so you can't ignore that. But when you ask the question, is the party racist? Is the country racist? That implies everyone within it is.
So why
and
can't
that
she
is
say
not
some
true.
people she shouldn't be able to jump out and say it? That's the part that I would say, even with voters, and Anna, you were alluding to pandering to the party. These are facts. These aren't debatable. She's doing a harder thing by tiptoeing around what's obvious to every other human being in the world, possibly in this country.
So that's kind of what I think Charlemagne was going at. So we'll talk about that.
Okay.
So, and I'm glad I listened to what Sonny said, because she said kind of different than what you were saying. She was saying,
I said exactly what she said.
No. As far as saying, you still have to follow it up with, are there still racist?
That's what I said.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that part.
I was like, why you shoot me down?
Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Go ahead.
I thought you was more along the lines of her saying you can't say it because then you'll be saying everybody in the country.
No, I didn't mean it that way.
Oh, okay.
If I did, I'm sorry.
So, Charlemagne the God gives Nikki Haley the donkey of the day for that question.
Definitely. And the question before then.
And she definitely gets donkey of the day for that. Now, I've been supporting Nikki Haley because I always said that she...
pretty much,
I say that
some of her policies.
She never has a opinion that sticks on anything. It's like she wants everybody to be happy, and I felt
everyone except me.
Right. I felt like that was needed because I felt like any other president, to me, in my opinion, is going to keep the same status quo, which is the Republicans against the Democrats. It'll be 4 more years of Republicans against Democrats.
I didn't like DeSantis's answer.
Well, he's a nut.
Because here's the thing: whenever I'm not saying every other race has had issues as well, but in the history of our country, Native American, Black American, what is he saying? We
We've
come a long way. We don't put yourself in that.
First of all, she should have answered the question. That's number one.
Right.
The question was:
Is your party
racist?
The party
racist? The correct response to that question should have been, what kind of stupid question is that? In every party, there's racists.
There's racism.
There's people that are racist that are Democrats.
Exactly.
There's people that are racist that are independent. There's black people that are racist. There's white people that's racist. before I used to say black people couldn't be, but now the more that we have more power, to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, yeah. Because you like still, there's someone
There's
still
always going to be some bald-head white man that's above everybody.
At the very top.
But let's chisel it down a little bit. Yeah, you can be. You could be a black person and say, I don't want white people here, or I'm not hiring somebody because they white.
Right.
So in 2024, I put quotes around
now
it.
we can
say we could be right. I still put quotes around it, though.
I feel good, though, because now we come at a point where we own stuff.
But it's still...
it's negative, but I'm saying now.
But do you really own it?
Yeah. So right. That's a whole nother discussion.
So I put quotes around black people being racist to a certain extent. Okay. At the end of the day, somebody's pulling his coat.
I know.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So
like that movie that what's his name from Jamie Foxx. And the other black guy.
Oh, I didn't see it.
And they got on the elevator and they went to they were trying to wipe out the black people.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Trying to poison them with chicken and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But above that man was that's funny.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so her correct response should have been that. There's racism in every single group.
Right, is your
so to
party
say
racist?
Is my party racist, that doesn't make sense. Now, she's not going to come out and say, as far as social issues or as far as anything like that, you guys typically don't support stuff like that. And the most trodden down people in this country are people of color. So it comes off as you being racist.
Right.
If you don't support social issues or things that affect people of color, then people are going to say that you are racist or you turn a blind eye to it, which is what I said with somehow the police department and the Department of Justice is after Trump. But when you use that same argument and we say people of color or black people, they'll be the first ones to say you guys are just complaining. But yet they'll get on national television and say that the FBI and everybody's after Trump. So what is it? Do they target people or do they not? They only target the people you think they target, but everybody else doesn't get targeted. Only Trump. So that's why people don't listen to y'all or take y'all serious when y'all talk about the Department of Justice or the FBI or anything dealing with races or racism or anything. No one goes to the Republican Party to ask them because you're not consistent in what you say.
What did Charlamagne say?
The reason why Charlamagne gave her Donkey of the Day is because she said this country has never been racist. And for her to say that she's experienced racism
herself.
Now, I look at it as it's two ways you can look at this in responding in this question. The way Charlamagne looked at it, I understand. And the way that some other black people took offense to what she said, I understand too. Because when somebody says this country is sexist, yeah.
Because how long ago did women have the right to vote?
Or even now. Even the way women are treated, even somebody may even look at even abortion or even what the Supreme Court, somebody may say, so she doesn't have the right over her own body. So if somebody wants to stand up on a thing and say this country is sexist, they don't take women and their women's issues. They say the government is above her. Somebody could walk away and say that's sexist. Now, in saying that, what Sonny was saying is when you say that legally, you say the whole country is sexist.
You're swiping the whole
You're not saying that the government or the principles or the laws are. You're just doing a blanket statement.
Right.
So if you go to another country and say, and they ask, is America racist? And you say yes, somebody may walk away from that conversation and think, oh, so everybody in America is racist.
Yeah.
Now, we all have common sense, but I think everybody's not common sense anymore.
Apparently
so
not.
Now you can't do things with common sense. You can't say a blanket statement like the country's racist because there's dummies who will walk away and say everybody's racist in that country.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you could say it because people knew that everybody didn't have the same brain. that people thought different, and maybe he is or she's not, but somehow the world has been dummied down. So now you can't make blanket statements anymore because people will assume you're talking about everybody.
And this it baffles me. Anybody that's in politics, in political science, they should know the laws. And when that guy did that documentary, he opened my eyes to amendments that were put in place for our founding fathers. When even Sonny mentioned we were considered 3/4, whatever that fraction was of human, we were considered property. That was written in our laws. When you go, if your property leaves the land, you get money for that property. This is how that much I'm selling this property. We written in our amendments about how we're voting. We couldn't vote.
Right.
Women couldn't vote.
This is on the book, on the law.
Foundation.
And they still there. Some of the stuff is still written there.
Thank you. And that's not, and like your friend who took a math book, and it was written in there that
no Negro should ever see
this book and won't understand it.
And that's still in the library.
That's in the library. That's so
but DeSantis won't take that book out the library.
No.
See what I mean? So yes, it is this country. I can see people saying it both ways.
Yeah.
I can see people saying, yes, this country is racist, but we're in the middle of trying to make things better. We're trying to change those laws. We're trying to get rid of systemic racism. A lot of Republicans don't even believe in systemic racism.
I know.
But yet they believe that the government is after Trump. See, they dismiss all intelligence when it comes to Trump. But anybody else is a complainer and a person living in squalor.
Who was the black guy running for office? That you said you liked at first, and then he just changed his whole mindset on things. The guy that was running for office, the black guy.
Oh, I don't know. Tim Scott.
Tim Scott sounds sometimes as though...
No, now he's all the way on the other side.
Is he?
He used to be where he understood that he can't catch a cab sometimes.
Yes.
But now
he was running down the street with a hoodie on, he may get shot in the back.
Right. But now, because he wanted to appease the white people in the GOP, he had to change all of that mentality.
Right.
And a lot of them was pull yourself up by your own bootstraps.
Right.
Well, why don't Trump pull himself up by his own bootstraps?
But you know what? A lot of people like Tim Scott who are spiritual, a lot of times they tend to ignore that our country has racism built in our foundation.
Yeah.
God will get you through. If it's for you, it's going to be for you. That's great and wonderful that we believe in God and trust that he would get us through that door, that we got to sit in front of somebody for a job assignment and they're racist or they're over the Ku Klux Klan.
Right.
Yeah, God is going to get me through. If he says that's your job, it don't matter what racist person tries to stop you.
Right.
But you still don't ignore that there are still issues in our country, systemic racism. When a person files a claim for insurance and they don't get as much money as a black family than a white family doing the same claim, that's systemic.
That's right.
That's in a system.
It's in the system.
You don't see it right away.
And a lot of times people don't see it because they are so used to it that it's become a norm. Mm-hmm. It's a norm for people. So when something becomes normalized, you don't see it as anything different.
Right.
But after the Trump thing, the GOP, they don't have a leg to stand on.
Right.
On anything. You guys can't say anything. Nothing. Right. About racism in this country, about systemic racism, about sexism, about the government holding somebody down, about the police or the FBI coming at certain people. You have no leg to stand on because you put all your eggs in the Trump basket. You have no leg to stand on because the minute you say, well, the police aren't racist. The FBI isn't racist. Oh, so what are they then? They don't like orange? Because Cuomo been saying they've been after him. So they can use a department to go after somebody. They can use the court if they don't like you to go after somebody.
Yeah.
They can use the police department to go after somebody. Yeah. They can put laws and things in place to go after a certain person. You believe that. Because you believe it with
That's
Trump.
happening with Trump. Just like how when I watched the movie Bayard Rustin, the FBI was on Martin Luther King like white on rice.
So you believe it.
Follow him. Where he going?
And you believe that certain people, like you said, Joe Biden, don't get the same treatment because he's part of the establishment. You believe that, GOP. So it shouldn't be a far cry for you to believe when Black people say it or people of color.
Thank you.
If they're in a town where the sheriff and the other people in the that are police officers don't like Black people or follow them around, that shouldn't be a surprise to you.
Because it's happening in your own
because
neighborhood.
You believe it's happening to Trump.
In your own neighborhood, yes. But then the privileged mind won't accept
it. That's different. How is it different?
He's a former president and he's a rich man and he own, they'll make excuses.
So when they asked her, she said, yes, I'm a brown girl that grew up in a small rural town in South Carolina who became the first female minority governor in history, who became the UN ambassador and who is now running for president. That's not the American dream. I don't know what is, she said. A day after she came in third in the Iowa Republican caucuses. You can sit there and give me all the reasons why you think I can't do this. I will continue to defy everybody on my way. We can do this and we will get it done. Nobody's saying that. That's the part that I think people mess up. When you say something is systemic racism or somebody's racist or something else, they think for some reason you're saying, well, that's keeping me from getting what I need to get done. No, when there's a door, you try to beat through that door and you try to get through it whatever way you can, bringing awareness to it, getting other people to get behind you. It's other ways that you can do it. And then plain old simply, if you are a Christian, you believe that whatever God, that's why I said we'll bring this back. Whatever God says, whatever door is open for you, it's going to be open for you. It doesn't matter what man says.
The obstacle.
If God says it's for me, it's for me.
It could be a Ku Klux Klan wizard sitting in the HR department. He's the one that you got to go and sit and apply for the job. God says, go in there.
Go in there.
That job's yours.
It's yours.
And you're looking at, oh my God, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen.
Now, I believe
Lord, that's a
because
wizard in that
this
chair.
is one nation under God, and because for the most part we have put God first, maybe throughout history God has intervened and moved the goalposts a little bit. Whereas Black people probably wouldn't have gotten that. God said, I'm going to open the door for y'all to get it now. Because I'm moving this country forward. I'm moving the country forward. But quit acting like it doesn't exist.
Right. Thank you.
She said, when asked by Brian Kilmeade, he's a nut job too, if the GOP is racist, Haley made a broader point that the U.S. has never been a racist country. That part, I don't know what she's talking about. We're not a racist country, Brian. We've never been a racist country, she said. Our goal is to make sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No. But our goal is to always make sure we try and be more perfect every day that we can. Okay, nobody's saying that's not true. But to answer the question, though.
I think, too, you probably need to ask them the definition of racist.
That's the other thing I was getting ready to say. I think people have a different definition of the word racist. Yeah. Because I'll see people in our comment, when I make fun of Ramakuma Kama name, they'll say that's racist. Okay. That's not racist. You could say it's prejudice.
Yeah, we got
racist, you dumb morons. It's when you hold somebody back because of their color.
Yeah.
How is calling him Kumakami holding him back from being the president?
Because he looks like he's what do you call it? Shining. Because he's with Trump now.
Yeah.
That wasn't holding him back.
And you know the people who say it are mega people. Because they don't know what the definition of racism is.
We use that word all loosely.
They throw it out like it's like, you're racist.
That's why.
They throw it out like you're ugly.
That's why
morons.
DeSantis passed that law in Florida. You got to be careful who you're calling racist because they can legally have you arrested.
Right.
If you're not fitting that, he's probably thinking.
He's right. Y'all they throwing the word out
willy-nilly.
Now that's something I can agree with DeSantis. Quit calling everybody a racist.
And if you got to prove it, you got receipts to show it, you're going to jail and you're going to pay a fine.
You don't just walk up to a white person and because they say something negative about a black person, say, oh, well, you're racist.
You're racist.
That's not racist. That's prejudice.
And we got to be careful, even as black people. We throw that word out a lot.
Throw that word out a lot.
He's racist. He's racist.
No.
Really?
There's people
who's prejudiced.
There's people who can be prejudiced.
God.
Perfect example. Mm-hmm. The guy who owns Chick-fil-A. Mm-hmm. He don't agree with homosexuality. Mm-mm. He's a born-again believer who does not believe in homosexuality. But there are gay people who work for Chick-fil-A.
He's not going to.
So he's not racist.
From working at his company. That's his faith. That's
but he has a prejudice.
Yeah. And
so that's the problem.
We already putting him in a category.
Yeah.
So I get it now.
Let's see. Justice and Emerald talking about living in Washington. Emerald says some people just choose to live in denial. They see the world in rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
And Justice says, so there is no freedom of speech in Florida. Well, you can't call people racist.
No, you got to prove it.
Now, do you have...
Or sexist.
Now, I agree with Justice. You don't have to do a law about it. But that's DeSantis.
I'm thinking he's
a moron. He makes a law about everything.
They had on the news yesterday, and this is something to think about. There's a gentleman that's on those dating apps. Women are dogging him out, saying he's not a good person. Mm-hmm. They're lying on him. What is the word when you lie on somebody? There's a word for that. He's trying to get his lawyer to stop the lies about him because now it's hurting him and they're not true.
Right.
But all these women, you dated him too? You dated him too? He's a such and such. He's a such and such. So they're pulling his name down and his image and his character.
Well, then just sue him. But you have to make a law about it.
No, he may not win though. That's what they're trying to figure out. How do you... It's freedom of speech, but it's kind of like the thing where you yell fire in a crowded room.
That's different.
That's freedom of speech. But what makes that different?
What makes it different is you have the ability to go to court and say, this person has defamed my name and
that's
my
what
character.
He's trying to do. That's what he's doing.
But that's not a law. Like, let's say, because DeSantis, I see
he made it a law.
What Justice is saying, that's slander. It shouldn't be a law. Like, if let's say we outside and I say, ooh, you ugly. I'm suing you for calling me ugly. What?
I don't think the law is that loose. The law is kind of...
No, I'm saying don't make a law.
No, I don't know exactly the details of that law, but you're on to something, Justice. The law, I think he put something in place where if you defame that man, like the dating thing, that's messing him up, his business.
But he has the right to go to court.
You put it on social media, on a platform. Now you hollering out, she's ugly. She's ugly. Everywhere for people to see, not just in the backyard picnic. Right. So I don't know. That's a good law.
But you go to court. That's why we go to court.
His lawyer said we're going to try to fight this. It's hard to win a freedom of speech.
No, it's hard to win a defamation or what, like Emerald said, a character. Because you have to prove that what you said hurt me.
Yeah.
Either physically, financially, something. You have to
That's why his lawyer said we're going to get all our ducks in a row and try to show how these women...
I agree, Justice. It's too subjective.
Well, DeSantis is always want to put a law out.
That's what I'm saying. He wants to put a law on everything. It's
drag queen law.
It's too subjective. It's too subjective.
So I get it.
And you got to go to court. Even the racist thing.
Anna didn't like it. Anna and Sonny was like, no. That's going to put us back.
Yes.
Sexist. You call somebody something.
What if I call you a racist? And you are.
You got to prove it.
Okay, so we already got that. Go to court. You called me a racist.
She called me a racist.
Prove that I'm a racist.
I got proof, Your Honor. Boom, boom, boom.
And it hurt me. It hurt me when she called me that.
Because I lost my business.
I lost a lot of black
customers
people.
and come.
We were doing things to show how many black people. Mm-hmm. I lost 20% of my business because she went online and said I was a racist.
Yep. But that's freedom of speech.
That's freedom of speech.
How far do you go with this freedom of speech?
Because DDG said he got in trouble when Haley went to that lady and did her nails. That lady did her nails, and he said it's a racist place. He didn't get sued for that. If that lady is not, then she can sue him for that.
That's true.
Prove you're not.
But I think because he didn't put it on social media.
No, he did. Everybody was talking about that.
Oh, then she can.
And she came on crying, talking about you hurt my business.
Yeah. A restaurant came to me and said that my review, please take that review back.
Did you say racist?
No, I didn't say racist, but I was defaming them. It wasn't true. They felt it wasn't true.
I think it should be instead of a law, which DeSantis tries to do on every level. Big government. He's supposed to be a Republican, but everything is big government.
I know.
Instead of a law, let's go back to shaming people. I told you we should do that.
But isn't that
shame? And they shamed DDG, and he changed it. People got on the internet and said, how dare you say that lady? You don't know if that lady didn't want to treat her because they shamed him. And he changed it.
Well, I don't know. People not shaming DeSantis because he's getting away with murder in that state.
Well, let's see. Everybody, let's see. Justice says, so there's no freedom of speech. That's unconstitutional. Slander. Emerald says slander. Defamation of character. Justice says it's too subjective. Emerald says maybe also pass a law on being too sensitive. And Justice says somebody needs to challenge the law and file a lawsuit for the arrest.
I bet you guys, our country is heading for...
Everybody's sensitive.
We're heading for the way Russia is running. When you are in public and you speak anything against your leader, or you get hidden somewhere. Where did that man go? What happened to the Woods report?
We'll be sitting in an igloo somewhere.
They gone.
They'll still let us have our show, but it be because they want people to see that how desolate we are. What? We'll be sitting in an igloo, and you will have on muffins. All right, we're here. Welcome to another.
They said they must
another Woods report.
They said something about the leader.
Now, co-worker is a moron.
They said something about their government. That's why. Okay.
They sitting in an igloo somewhere.
Look, you saw how mad China got when LeBron James made that comment about what was going on, how they were treating I think it was the women or something. And LeBron, he spoke out, and they didn't sell his jerseys or nothing.
Nope.
Did you think LeBron twitched his eye?
He don't care.
He said, I don't care.
But don't do a law. Just let people fight back and forth on shaming.
We love our freedom of speech, but we may start losing that in the next 20, 30 years.
I know. So that was it. That was Charlemagne the God's Donkey of the Day.
Donkey of the Day. Nikki Haley.
Nikki Haley.
I'm sorry.
Nikki Haley. All right, y'all. Here's our book, 100 Family-Friendly Jokes. The link is in the description.
Need a laugh.
And the book is on Amazon. Some lady said, I will never buy your book. So in the comments.
Why? She don't think they funny?
She said, Trump 2024. And FYI, I will never buy your stupid joke book.
She had to make that joke. Oh, help us.
What, Ma? Yeah, somebody in the comment section.
Oh, help us.
Okay. You want to lead us in?
Yeah. Father God, we give you glory and honor. We thank you, oh God, that we can laugh. There's just moments where we need the laughter because laughter is medicine, oh God. We thank you for those who chimed in our show tonight and kind of help our co-hosts and all the people in their comments. And we just continue to pray over each and every one of them and their families, oh God. Even unspoken prayer requests, oh God. But we thank you, oh God, that you are in the midst of all of our lives, oh God. Those of us who know you. You died for this world, whether people know you or not. You died for this entire world, the galaxy, in space, wherever we want to go. You died for all of us, oh God, and we thank you for that. We pray even for our politicians, oh God. We speak about Trump, Vivek, Nikki Haley, DeSantis, all of those who are running, Biden and all of the the different parties, the Democratic, the Republican, and the Independent Party, oh God. We know the enemy is doing his job because he comes to kill, steal, and destroy. He does not want us unified. Anything he can bring up, any havoc he can cause, division. We as believers, we need to be about your business on bringing unity to this country, no matter what race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, whatever. We cannot allow the enemy to cause division in this country and in this world. We continue to pray peace in the Middle East and the Ukraine situation with Russia and China, Israel, this entire world that you died for. The world is yours. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness of them that dwell in it. Let me take my time. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness of them that dwell there and them that dwell therein. I'm sorry, Lord, if I'm messing that scripture up, but this world does belong to you. The heart of the king is in your hands, oh God. And we give you glory and honor for what you are doing and what you are about to do in this country, oh God. And we come against racism. We come against division, and we take authority right now over every principality that the enemy has tried to cause and loose in this country. And we thank you for your blood that covers us and washes us. And we give you glory and honor in Jesus' name. Amen.
All right, y'all. So don't forget
the fullness of the world and they that dwell therein. There we go. Okay.
How dare you enter into the throne of God and the earth?
I'm like, I got so excited because when I was praying that, I thought about this world belongs to God. And we're so nervous and worried about what's going on in it. He said, would you just pray and trust me? And I'm sorry, I just got excited because the earth belongs to Jesus, to God.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Justin says, why is she watching? Must have been somebody was talking about. Emerald says, thank you, ladies.
Okay.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to bless us, the Cash App is the $ the Woods Report. Always believe. And that was another Woods Report. See you later.
You said support.
Oh, report.
It sounded like you said support.
I think I did.
We just stumbling over our words tonight.
Another Woods Report. All right, TikTok. See you later. Yeah, we messing up all around.
Tonight.